Right, welcome back, guys. It's your girl. Today, I'm with the DMD podcast. Okay, I would love for you lot to introduce yourselves to the peoples.
Obviously, I'm Smokes.
Big Rome's.
And Wes is meant to be here, bro.
Yeah, where's this?
I think the track
No,
guy is
he's
I don't know.
old, yeah, and so they take his medication.
Yeah.
Kind of get drowsy.
To get drowsy.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped sleep.
Oh, not drop sleep.
You know what I'm saying?
Not drop sleep.
Yeah, man, we're here, man. We're here.
You should be
We're here.
Appreciate you lot coming. It's been a long time coming, actually.
No, it has.
If you lot, I feel like we have very similar audiences.
Yeah.
I don't know if you lot have actually watched my pod, No Tea, No Shade. You probably haven't.
I've seen a couple episodes. I'll give you that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is a collab that I've wanted to do for a while because your opinions are very intriguing to me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I've had a lot of conversation with a lot of different types of men.
Yeah.
And aside from one other platform that I've been back and forth on for ages, shout out Domino Effect, no one really brings the side of the masculine male side to things in conversation the way you lot do, which I find quite interesting because I get told all the time, for a woman, I have similar opinions to a lot of men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, I just find it interesting. Anyways, I'm just chatting the most, but that was my intro for you lot. Appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you for having us.
Did you lot watch Love Island? I know.
Or
did you watch it in the past?
I've watched it.
Because I'm not big on Love Island, yeah, but one of the girls that was on maybe a couple seasons ago, Anna, I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah,
did you see the post that she made of her boyfriend?
No, I didn't. What?
So there was a
don't call me, but I saw some posts about a boyfriend.
So there was a video she released, I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago, and it's her arguing with her man, and he's basically saying, "You're a woman. There's no place for you to be out of your girls until 3 or 4 in the morning." And he was like, "Because I'm a man, I can do that." He was like, "When you're out till 3, 4 in the morning, it's purely for dick. But then as a man, it's just to get drunk." And I want to understand this because, like, I hear it, but
I don't hear it.
I don't.
I can see. I don't know. I just think that's the insecure man then. Because my girl can go raving until 3, 4 in the morning. Now, if you say 6, 7.
So what if she comes home at 6 a.m?
Boy, then that's a different conversation. But 3, 4, I don't know, because the clubs finish at 4. So what are you doing at 6? You get what?
You get what?
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I expect you to come home like
3, 4. That's reasonable. I'm not gonna diss my girl for like my girl can have friends. She can go rave. She can do what she wants.
Right.
But if you're coming home at 7, 8.
But does it depend on the time you actually go out though? So what if she went out at 7 in the evening
and then
come back at 4 in the morning?
I don't know. It depends what you done in it, because at the end of the day, we can go out 6, 7 and say we're going like a little Webbers or whatever. And you know the night can just like when you're with the man and get right, there's a dance. Two, you're in a dance now. Dance. You get what I'm saying? I can see that. Up until a certain time, but I'm saying after that time,
we need to talk.
Yeah. So scenario, yeah. She walks in at 6 a.m. Are you waiting for her?
No.
Are you going to bed?
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Are you questioning her the next day?
We'll have a conversation next day, but I'm not staying up. I know women do that though.
What's the conversation about? Like, what are you gonna ask her? Why'd you come home late?
No, wait, what? Like, so what? How was it? No, you got us like.
Yeah,
so
it's
what?
more like, how was the dance? Like, you
how was
came
the
home
dance?
a bit later than usual. Must have been lit.
That's
about it.
But do you expect to be questioned if you went home at 6 in the morning?
No.
Do I expect to be questioned? Yes, I expect to be questioned because it's women.
I expect to be questioned.
I don't want
if
to be
it's
questioned.
Not usual behaviour. If you met me like this, if you
yeah.
like this,
Fact.
You can't question me. If I'm normally coming in at 1, 2 in the morning and all of a sudden I'm coming at 6, then question because you're not used to that.
This is a real scenario. I used to come home late like that, but I like yard dances.
Yeah.
Man, go to a dance hall, boom, you get
Those
certain
scary dances. Child.
Yeah, certain dances will finish at 4, whatever. But there's the yardie, there's after party in the yardie dance.
The Dracula dance. Yeah, the haunted dance.
So, like people's in Holloway that didn't close till 6, 7 in the morning, and that will continue. So that could be the after party. There's certain places that continue, that's a yard now. So for me, but I used to always still get in trouble. Like, oh, yo, but you met me as this is my culture, music, and this is what I like. So I'm going. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's a bit mad.
Don't you think that at some point there needs to be a level of compromise? Because I hear this a lot from man. You met me like this, and now we're together. You want to come and question me?
Yeah, because girl want to change you.
But twos, you met her like that.
That's why.
And then 3-4 months down the
I don't know, man. I met her in her yard.
But it depends. All right, cool. The only way I can't question it is if I met you at 6-7.
No, that's not bullshit. My guy.
Yeah, if I come to the dance and I met you at 6-7 in the morning, then
it's true.
Bro, that's
then I can't
thing,
question it.
You know what I'm saying?
But she didn't. Okay, what if she met you at the chicken shop or shopping? You're gonna come and tell me, oh, you met me like this, so da 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 da.
You know what it is?
Too specific with the scenario.
I know, but you see what it is, yeah. With me personally, I don't know about other men, yeah, but I learned very young, that the way you start, you have to continue. And back in the day, I used to do this great, trying to be perfect, and then it don't last after 6-7 months out of the honeymoon. You just fall into your ways. So I do now, just present myself from the jump. So if I met you in a chicken shop, I don't think we're gonna be going out or in a relationship until you see how I am, innit? So I'm gonna be. You get what I'm saying? And I will let you. Like, I'm not gonna. My energy will stay the same throughout. So if I don't holler you all the time, or if I holler you all the time, I will holler you, innit?
Right.
But if I'm busy at a certain time, I'm gonna be busy between this time or whatever. Like, I'm, and it will continue that. So later on, you can't come to me and say, but you used to rare it. Nah, man, I've had selected busy time, and there's time that I'll always have for you and whatever. And then I will have more time for you sometimes. But when I get busy and I'm going to get into my bag and start doing my thing, I'm doing my thing. You get what I'm saying?
But is your bag leaving you at 6-7 in the morning?
It might. Because doing something like a podcast and you go to studio, you could record late. We've been in sessions with music artists where the music artists' sessions are starting at night.
100.
And they're not leaving till the morning until they record. And we've been there recording with artists and doing certain things. So what we're doing, it's a bit different. I can't speak for all of the men out there. If the man's not doing nothing really, then there's no excuse for him to be, you get what I'm saying? If he ain't got a job and he ain't providing like that and he ain't got something, you should be in your yard, innit?
I hear it.
So what's the problem? Is it the time?
My problem, not my personal problem, but my general problem is that I feel like men carry a lot of entitlement when not in the relationship. Not outside of the relationship, but when they get with their partner.
Okay.
And then it made me think about, do men really feel like, maybe you lot don't think about this deeply, but do you feel like you should have or you do have more rights as a man in a relationship than your woman?
Oh, that is a good question.
I'm just saying.
That's a good question. I don't think we have more rights.
Do you know what it is? There's a lot of double standards in the relationship, innit? And that's just how life is, innit? Certain things that women can do or get away with, man.
Actually, a man should have more rights.
Chat to me, why?
Because the man's the leader and the woman wants the man to lead the relationship. So if we're leading the relationship, then we have more rights in the relationship because we're leading it.
That's your premise? Because
you want us to lead, innit?
I think because you are, I believe in that. I believe in
the man leading.
100%. I believe in that because I believe in the man passing things down and etc. right? If you as the leader have taken that role, I feel like there should be more rights within the woman because your role doesn't need to be all of this. That's your position. Do you get it? So your woman should have access to more rights and more freedoms because she doesn't have to bear the weight of being the leader within the family or the relationship. She's the backbone. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, correct.
So that's how I see it.
Okay.
But then a lot of men won't see it maybe they don't think of it like that, but they think, I'm the man, I'm the leader, I'm bringing home the money, I can do X, Y, and Z, but you can't.
But you know what? To be fair, we only really provide and bring back the money. Really, realistically, a woman runs the home.
Yeah.
When it comes to...
With me, it's like...
with me. Not with me.
You know what it is with me?
Yeah.
I was having this conversation the other day. I'm willing to fight and die for my woman.
Okay,
What?
yeah.
I feel like there's a but coming.
No, there's no but.
Okay,
So I feel
I
like
like
man
that.
should have some rights because every day
100%.
I could potentially dead.
Now bring up that
100%.
scenario because that's a real combo that you use.
Yeah, chat
Yeah,
to
so
me.
well, obviously you got your agenda, but I'll give you a.
Huh?
You know, you've got your scenarios and questions.
Oh,
innit?
no,
So I
it's
was
all right.
gonna-
No.
Oh yeah. So
Listen,
basically,
chat
I
to
was
me.
saying
Yeah.
when a man gets in a relationship,
Mm.
he has no choice but to defend his woman when it's time. Like,
100%.
there's no flight.
100%.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
So you
because
don't believe. So if you're
100%.
so if
because the
you're
argument was
Alright,
that
so-
there was a choice in whether the man wants to protect the woman or not.
yeah.
But he's saying there's no choice.
I think there's no choice. Once you've decided to commit to this woman,
Yeah.
you're automatically her protector.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be the leader, a leader needs to protect. You can't just lead and then just let your woman die. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
what are
no.
you leading?
So
true.
for instance, say like you're driving, yeah,
Okay.
and I'm in the passenger seat. We're just chilling, you know. My leg might be hurting, back might be hurting from the gym. You're just driving.
Okay,
And you've
yeah.
cut someone off in traffic,
Mm.
and they're doing the road rage, whatever, getting out the car, yelling, rare.
Mm.
And then
You ask me what do I expect
yeah,
as your woman.
yeah.
If you don't get up out of the car, I swear to God. If you don't get
This
up
is what
out
I'm
of the
saying.
car.
This is-
And no, don't get twisted. I understand it's hard for a man because things can pop off, things can get heated, you know. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm your woman, I'm your missus.
But why do you expect? I get what you're saying and I
know,
understand
and I
it.
tell
But
you-
because you see, with what you just said is correct. You see, man to man.
Because as a woman, I can never fight a man, point blank.
All
period,
right.
A. But also, when it comes to a situation like that, I understand that it's not off of the back of your own cause. Like you didn't do anything for that to lead into a situation.
But he could
It was off the
potentially
back
die.
of- I understand that, but then this is the position you've chosen.
This is what I'm saying.
So
It's the
all right,
position you've
but okay,
chosen.
Go on.
okay, but then this is the argument sometimes that men have because some men will pattern a situation, but because we know the extent that it can go with another man, sometimes it's like you don't need your woman to hype up this situation right now
100%.
in order for man to get in this situation if we can resolve
100%.
something somewhere.
In my head, it's not like when I say I expect you to get out of the car and
Yeah.
I don't expect you to go wild out on a brother. Like if he's moving crazy and he's banging on windows, and because you know some people are a bit mad.
Yeah.
Then if you don't get up and bang him in his face, I don't know.
But what
But
if
if it's a
what if
thing
he's a
where-
big you and you can't bang him in his face? What if it's
No,
grown
but
and
if
he's a
it's-
little and you got a
then
amalgam?
this is where your own subjective manhood kicks in and into how you deal with stuff
I
like
think
that.
the woman would appreciate the fact that you
You
were
tried.
willing to fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just-
And then-
If you're
okay.
running straight away, then
Okay, but if
If
you
you're
tried
just
and
gonna
died,
sit-
how are you gonna feel?
I'm
if you're
coming and I'm killing the person that killed you. Now what? Well, what? I'll spend time.
So
I'll do time
basically,
in
the
jail.
argument stemmed from Andrew Tate.
Of course I know.
All right.
Mr.
Yeah,
Tate.
of course.
Okay, so basically, he was saying that when he was in a relationship, his woman used to make him 2 cups of coffee, but he never used to drink one. So he would drink one and then leave the other one. So she was complaining like,
Disrespectful.
"Why are you always making me
Make
make
you two and then
you
you're not
never
drinking
drink
one?"
And then he was like, "Hold on, every day we go out and you're in danger, I'm willing to sacrifice myself and kill for you, and you're complaining about a cup of tea."
What
tea.
type of stupid foolishness is that even a comparison?
But that's what he's.
Is that even a comparison?
But then that's why.
But did he ask for 2 cups of tea?
Yeah.
yeah.
He asked for it.
Yeah.
How you
Now if
not
you drink
asking
it,
me
if you
to-
drink it. Now if you
No,
drink
Yeah.
it,
but
you
but
can't ask for 2 cups,
no,
bro.
but his
And then
main-
not drink it or taking a piss.
So what's the
he's-
mentality
and you're
behind that
wasting
though?
His main thing is that
I don't have to drink this, but you need to
his
make
main
it.
thing is that you shouldn't be so upset about this little cup of coffee when you have a man that's willing to die for you.
But this is
Every
my thing.
single
Yeah, but her
Maybe.
argument is don't
Just
yeah,
waste.
just ask for the one then.
Yeah.
But I want to do.
But he don't.
But now because you're being excessive. You're unnecessarily bringing me stress into my life.
Yeah,
Why is
So
that
why are you
stress?
comparing death to a cup of tea?
No, but the stress is the fact that every time we go out and there's a situation, I'm about to put my life on the line. Every time.
But then realistically, if I gave you that same response, if I made you make me 2 cups of tea and I only drank one, and then you turned around to me one day and said, "Why do you never?"
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, "What? Every time a bitch looks at you, I'm gonna go fight and and whatever. You're gonna think you've gone from one extreme to another. What are you talking about? Yes or no? You're gonna think that. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
but I
we
guess-
would.
I'm saying
No,
the
why are you bringing up bitches in this situation? There's a cup of tea.
Do you get it? So I'm not saying that. I understand what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And I have very mixed opinions about Mr. Tate, yeah. But I don't think that was a valid comparison to get the argument across.
No, I think he just meant like, don't stress me about this whole thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
I'm
deep.
willing to go to the moon and die for you, man.
The
Like,
moon, my ass, child.
No,
Yeah.
man, Mr. Tate's cool,
yeah, but I'm saying
man.
you got no
Tate.
choice. Especially if a woman said, I want a man to defend me, and you want that woman, you have no choice.
Even if a woman doesn't say, I want a man to defend me, as my man, as my partner, you should have that instinctively within you. Point blank. It's about anyone that you care and respect, like, period. Let alone someone that you're loving on and you actually care for differently. You would have that instinct of, what? Do you know how many times I've walked in the streets with my partner and someone will even look at me a type of way, or I'll get into a conversation and the tone's a bit off. And maybe because I'm a woman or whatever, I'm not really seeing certain things. There's filters through all of this stuff, right? And he would just switch.
Yeah.
Whole different vibe.
Because we might see things that you might not see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
And it's
true.
like, it doesn't take for you to go swinging and doing a mad situation to occur. It's just about how your demeanor reacts as a man.
Correct,
When
yeah.
it comes to your woman. You get
Yeah,
it?
no, it's true. Yeah, that's true still.
It's true.
I can see that point.
Yeah, are you not single? I don't know if this is too.
No, I'm not single still.
Both of you are Buddha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Love that for you guys.
Yeah, man. You have to-
I think you guys might be the first men on my platform that are actually in relationships.
Yeah, because them man
And
just
I
want to be
was thinking
outside,
from-
innit?
Won't be outside.
Maybe
It's
not.
cold out there,
It's
man.
cold out there. You see the
Winter's
rain.
coming,
You can't
child.
secure
didn't-
all your links.
You didn't see the rain just now.
Did you see the wind the other day? That wind beat me up. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not a
London
joke,
is
man. You
looking
gotta be
scary.
hugged up and you get me. You need little warmings in this winter. And
God,
the energy
look at
prices is
spoon,
high
man.
right now. So
Please
instead of putting on
let's-
the heating, you gotta spoon up. You get me?
100%. Layer up and spoon
Trust
up.
me.
Oh my God. Do you guys think, that wanting a traditional woman, which I feel like most men, generic argument, would arguably want, do you think having a traditional woman in a modern day relationship works nowadays, despite what you might innately want?
What is a traditional woman? Just so we're clear first.
Let's say,
At home wife.
stays at home,
Mhm.
she bears the kids, but she has like her friends and that, but she's not outside.
She's not outside, she's inside, yeah.
She's taking care of her own, she's taking care of you, she's feeding you every night, she's washing up for you, all this sort of stuff. Like a traditional woman that is fully dedicated to being at home, raising your kids, helping you, being your support system. She might have her own little thing on the side, but she's not career focused. Do you feel like that is something that can even be demanded or work in a relationship nowadays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, how?
You just have to have the mindset for it. The woman has to have the mindset for it. And
Do you think
there's
there's sorry, it's cut off. Do you think there's even enough women out here that
No.
have that mindset?
There's not. They're limited, but they are. Like I'll be like I don't really talk on my thing really, and you kind of brought it out now, and it's mad because yeah, I don't even talk on my relationship. Like even remember on our podcast, people always messaging in on the website like, oh, and Smoke's got again. Are you in a relationship? Because you talk brazy and rare. But it's not that I talk brazy. I just talk how I want, innit?
100,
Even though I'm in a relationship, but she has to understand that
It's a conversation.
it's a conversation.
Yeah.
So man's gonna be free with how I'm talking. But I feel like she's traditional. Like
That's good.
it's mad because she does everything that I've wanted a woman to do for me. And I never had, I had it to a certain degree, but I didn't have it before. And now meeting her, like what you're saying, the girl will make sure man's clothes are ready for work, ironed, washed, everything. Babe, you need it. Make sure in the mornings when I wake up, do you need breakfast? Do you want a drink? Do you want this?
Yeah.
Or if like, even today was having a conversation and then she said, I was just thinking last night, like, what do you need to help you do this or whatever? She was coming up with suggestions on certain things that man can have. I'm like, raw, like.
You got it good.
I'm like, well, I'm not. She's thinking, I went bed last night. She was up thinking and on the internet looking at how she can help make things easier for me in certain situations.
That's
You get me?
banging.
And I'm like, rah, it's almost like I don't even know how to.
Accept that.
Yeah, because it's never really been a thing for man. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're out here, innit? But
They're
it's
out there.
limited because I'll be honest, innit? I've been outside.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I've drawn a lot of girls. I've met a lot of girls, and there's not a lot out there. Bro. There's not a lot
Why
out
is
there
that,
like
though?
You're asking me as a woman.
Why is that? You know,
I can answer you. Don't get me.
do you know what it is? I think the reason why they're not out there is because they haven't been built like that or haven't seen.
I
that from
disagree.
their
Sorry, I cut you off, but I disagree.
but there's more reasons why.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so
Continue.
probably haven't seen it or in their household or know what a traditional woman is. They don't fear God.
Oh, you
Big
need a
one.
woman that fears God, you mean?
Bro,
Big
do you know
one.
how important that is?
Important, bro. No,
Don't
it's
fear God. So what chance do I always say to the man, if she don't fear God, what chance do you have?
yeah,
100%.
it's
100%.
facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that plays a
Yeah.
part as well. So I don't know, man. What do you think?
I was gonna say, people have lost their morals. People have no moral compass anymore, especially women. I feel like society has manipulated so much, whether it comes to like race, religion, like minorities, women, men, whatever, like so much to the point where women, my personal opinion, women are taking off their clothes and calling that freedom. And they're not realizing that you're feeding into the male gaze on a different level, like to the point where your respect has gone. Like men won't even respect you the same way. Do you know what I mean? Women won't even
But
respect
would
you
you
the
say
same way.
would you say that it's not freedom though? Because if we're going back to the biblical days and AD and all of these when we didn't have
Not
clothes.
AD, child.
you know. Yeah.
If we're going in them
Whereby
days
had a
where
little leaf as a brief, like
that was the original freedom. Do you get what I'm saying? So
But how do you know that?
I don't. But I'm saying
that's what it is. I feel like we can't, for us to be living in this time, like this day and age, and then be like, oh, 5,000-6,000 years ago, people, 5,000-6,000 years ago, like we can fly to America.
Yeah, you could.
And we can see what's going on in different countries.
Then you have to swim.
They just know within their village.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
True.
And they kept within their traditions and whatever they believed in at that time. So for us to ever try and compare that, we can maybe compare, lifestyle, mentality, things like that, things that are innately human. But when it comes to clothing, when it comes to stuff like that, for me, it's like there's no link there. Because every tribe, every culture, whatever, has had some form of clothing or cover up that has been passed down to the point where we even see it now. How many African countries still have their tribal? I'm talking about tribal clothing. I'm not talking just about. Do you get it? Like my parents are from 2 different tribes. Their tribal clothing is completely different. And it's been the same from.
Are they from the same country?
From the same country, but they're just from different tribes. Do you get it? So it's stuff like that are consistently there anyways. So my thing is, I feel like with a lot of women nowadays, there is a big confusion on empowerment. And I feel like because a lot of men don't think with their brain, not a lot of men,
we
but
do think with the brain.
most men.
We just got 2 brains.
No,
we
100%.
just got 2 brains.
Yeah, we got 2 brains. It's just which one you want to talk about, you get me?
But you get it? Like, I feel like men are more on the predatorial side, not in a human way, but in terms of animalistically.
Yeah.
They do up until they're ready, and then they settle.
Yeah.
So in that process
Correct.
of do, women are thinking a bag of stuff, whereas women innately aren't like that, whether people want to argue that or not.
Do you want to give the best advice for women? If women nowadays, this is just for me, and I don't know if it's a great advice, but I believe being a man, that if you want a man to marry you and you want all of those values, I believe you need to show the wife credentials early. And what is happening
100%.
is a lot of women are holding back from showing certain things So the men are not going to invest because if men don't see certain things or feel certain things, they're not going to feel like that. Right, you're not really wifey material. Do you get what I'm saying? As I said when I just explained about, I never was run to think about all of these, but I'm thinking, like she's showing man a different cause. What? Eventually, I'll be like, you get me.
But then this is why I also feel like even men have taken some form of step backwards when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I believe that as a man, as a leader, as all these things, a man should make his intentions known first.
Yeah.
Because that gives the woman a bit more peace. It gives her settlement, and then she'll open up to you, and now you're stuck with her. Do you know what I mean?
Stuck with her.
Yeah, 100%. You're stuck. Listen, my man is stuck with me, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, come on.
But it's one of them ones where, as a woman, it's much harder for you to just meet a man
and open up. Yeah.
What, in a month you're telling him all this sort of stuff, and then he's gonna look at you like.
I feel like it's a natural connection. If you want me to be honest, like I don't think you could connect with everybody. 100%. And once you do, like it's mad that it's a cliche thing to say, but it's like people always say, when you know, you know.
I was just gonna say
but if someone doesn't know, they will think, oh, they're just chatting shit, man. You just know. But then when you meet that person and it just everything clicks, it's like, right, you can't even explain. I can't even explain what it is that connects. But it just connects. You get what I'm saying? Like
frequencies, right?
It's like Wi-Fi, fam. Just like I'm connected to the Wi-Fi here. I went home, but when I come back, it's instant connection. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the best way I can explain it, and that's when you find that. That's when you go for it. If it's just if there's a little doubt here, red flag here, and don't get twisted. Sometimes that can work because you can fight, you can go through it, and then later on, you can build something and like the person more than early. But sometimes I think the instant connection thing works. Like it just works naturally. And what you say, men do.
Say something mad.
Men are that moral thing ain't just for women either. It's for men. I've gone away, or like I'm from the ends, so I have a particular way of thinking. And then I remember a time I've flown out, and I've seen man lose their self.
There's not
in front of man. I'm like, I'm chatting to my brethren, like, what's going on? Like, just because we left the ends, it don't mean you're allowed to do gal shaking batty in face and all of these things. And strippers though, like, cool. If you want to do it at home, do your thing. But we jumped in a Hummer with gal and gal batty in your face. We don't know the gal from nowhere.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why do you think? What is the reason why women are so eager to show their independence? Because I feel like that's the
Beyonce, man. Go on, man.
Beyonce, child.
I think that's the conflict. Like you're showing independence so much where it comes across a bit. That's the word.
Because what you say,
masculine.
Because if the man feels like he's not wanted in a situation, or needed, then he's not gonna. He's not
gonna be there.
He's not gonna be there.
Yeah, because right now, if you make your own money, you have your own house, you have your own whatever
business, car, all of that.
Where our society going,
you're cooking yourself. You don't need.
No, that's what's
I've seen that.
No, that's what's scary.
Yeah, you can take a little.
Yeah, you can just take a little. Go in a little laboratory and take a little egg from little sperms from there, fling it in a yard thing, and then breathe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you don't even need the man.
What do you really need the man for? And then sometimes you show that off in your actions, in your speech, in your energy, and then sometimes the man's just backing off now. Like, it's like, I don't really need this. I need a more.
You want to feel needed. You want to not needed, but you want to feel wanted, innit? Like you have a purpose in this.
Because when you're deep in your relationship, I don't think the man really cares about your career or really cares about your money.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want you to spend your money. Like I'm gonna take care. Like when I'm talking about when man's on my percentage of how value.
When man's up,
I don't really care about your money, and I don't really care about anything.
Man's there to look after you,
look after you, and then you look after them, look after my kids, and that's about it. So when you're over trying to achieve, I'm not saying you shouldn't achieve what you want to achieve, but at the end of the day, the man might not care in the long run because he's focused on how you are as a man instead of how you are as a career.
But when you say that now to women, like the newer women, I want you to look up. What? Stay at home and look after the kid. What do you think? I'm a housewife, and right?
Bro, that is, bro. You see that job there? It's
a
good. It's
big
the
job, you
biggest and hardest job you will
Words.
ever do, and man, rate that.
Rate it.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man.
I think it's a mixture of a lot. I think there's a lot of underlying like psychological oppression that women don't even really recognize, but they're lashing out.
No, I agree. Yeah.
I think a lot of women will compare themselves to other situations. They'll see her friend's man in a relationship and he's treating
Can we
her
talk on
10.10.
that, please? That
Yeah, we
is-
can talk
But
about that.
before we talk about that,
And-
but I got the
No,
next
I want that
thing.
to finish, and then we're gonna
go
get
on.
just.
And you know, and then they might not necessarily even bring it up to you, but they thought about it for so long that now that thought is embedded and there's something missing there.
Yeah.
So she's trying to do anything and everything outside of you to gain that love and attention or whatever it is that she's wanting. So only for you to recognize and praise that. That's another thing. I think it genuinely comes down to though, like me personally, the way I was raised and like my spiritual journey as well has taught me that women have more rights than men anyways. It's just the rights that men possess are heavier.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as a woman, I have more rights than you. I can bring a whole child into this world.
Yeah.
Do you
You're
get it?
Women are the most powerful things on earth.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But it's just the rights that a man has. Women have pride too. We also have ego. We also have these things that are more traditionally masculine traits. But you know, if a man's leading and he's macho and he's da-da-da-da-da all the time, 24s, and you're not being soft with your girl when you're together, or there's certain things that are missing, a woman's gonna think, what?
Do you think that, before we get into the other thing, do you think that's just a Western thing, though? Because
100. Well-
over here, where it's like we don't want to show that love, but back home, I don't know, like, but back home, Jamaica, whatever, man, them are,
romancing?
Romancing.
That's the queen, you know?
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Obviously, man will do whatever they're doing outside on the road, yeah, and that, whether that's right or wrong, whatever. But
Man's heart is there.
But the heart is there.
that is man's queen, and they will
Yeah.
show that is my like. I will do anything. But over here, I notice a lot of the man them are on this tuggy thing. Like your girl's there, but, yeah, man, they don't want to show that love. If you're out in a raving or whatever, they just have their gal on the side, and you get me.
Yeah.
And then if man try to chat to her, that's my girl, but man don't even know that's your girl.
Yeah,
You just,
you're
you're not even posing with her, like,
Do you know
yeah.
it's a lot of things.
With your
It's
sister.
not the sister.
Yeah, no, that one day. You know,
No, it's true, though.
Sister, no. I think it's a mixture between, again, because these things aren't just point blank. I think it's predominantly in the West, because in the West you have more options in terms of you're mixing with lots of different people. Like when you're back home, it's your people. The most difference you'll get is a tribe, or like the Chinese come in, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, whatever, but they'll probably be there for years and years and years. So it's the traditions, the cultures, the moral standpoints are very much the same back home. So that's something that can be openly shared and expressed. I think here there's a lot of people want to try a lot and do a lot and just experience everything because they have the option to. And I think, again, there's a lot of underlying psychological factors that have a man even in that mindset. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, growing up, whatever, you know, as girls, we'll talk about, hood man are a type of way.
Yeah.
Like the hood man are the people that will just stand in the dance. They won't even look at that girl. Do you know what I mean? But everyone knows that's his missus.
But the maddest thing, the hood man are probably the most romantic.
But
it's the man that's not the hood man that are.
But this is what I'm saying, though.
Moving like the hood.
Things are changing, but they're changing according to the bubble that people are in. Do you know what I'm saying? So, whereas back home, it's more or less one big bubble.
True.
More or less. You might have your little fractures and little sections or whatever. But everyone's on the same thing.
Yeah,
everyone's just trying to live.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know,
Gone.
Yeah, man, go on.
what do you think?
I think he's gonna rattle me.
No. I think why women and men are struggling to like commit and all of these things is because the woman.
Not the woman.
Not the woman.
Bro, I'm saying what it is, bro. The woman
say it.
might not understand what the man wants, especially if like you grew up with no father or nothing. Because from early, we knew how to treat women.
Yeah.
Your mum telling you, yo,
Yeah, mum, yeah.
from early.
From early.
What teachings did you get on how to treat a man as a young girl? What teachings did you get?
This clip needs to go. This
What
is the
teachings
question.
did I get as a young girl how to treat a man?
Yeah.
The
so
only
what I'm
no,
saying,
no, because
I know there's no. I know there's no.
I'm thinking. The only thing that I was ever really briefed on was don't ever let a man get aggressive with you. Like that's never like if something like that ever happens, this is what you need to do.
That's
but in terms of
you.
treatment, there was never anything.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm thinking.
I never thought about that.
So I'm saying
it's a deeper thing.
Most women don't know how to treat a man. You should be humble enough to learn.
Huh? So you're telling me you have to tell me how to treat you in order for me to treat you right?
Because you don't know.
Yeah, but you don't.
No. Because I think that's got some truth to it.
Yeah.
But for example, if I see someone jump off a cliff, and they die now, I'm smart enough to learn from that and not jump off the cliff and die without me having to do it or without somebody teaching me that. It's purely visual. It's purely circumstantial.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I've never said that. It's not like listen, sit there. This is how you do it.
But you said...
No, not like that. I'm saying, it can be visual, but are you humble enough to see without...
So when you say visual, your parents still together, yeah?
No, my parents are divorced.
When did they divorce? Like, how old was you? If you don't mind me asking.
I wasn't super young. It was a couple years back.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So it wasn't
you had a certain
thing.
So you had a certain adulthood, not adult, but teenage. You went through teenagers seeing stuff. So when you was seeing the relationship, was there things that you take from how your mum dealt with the situation and that? So then maybe that's what you talk about, seeing things and being involved in that. That's learning though.
Yeah.
So then,
but people are trying to talk and.
But then some women might have been in that situation where they feel like because they've seen it and they've been around it with their parents or uncles or family. Do you get what I'm saying? They could feel like they know. I know what you're saying though, because that's a good thing. Like where men are told all the time how to treat a woman, and, what to do with a woman, whereas women are probably not told as much how to treat a man. And obviously, men, we have suicide problems. We got mental issues, and we don't talk a lot. That's our issues, you get what I'm saying? And sometimes we do need... Men are soft, innit? Like, and this is what I was gonna... Anyway, I don't want to get into the cheating stuff. We're going to get into that. But,
not the cheating.
Because obviously I was going to ask, like, how comes it seem that women can handle it more than men? Because you said earlier on about ego, women have the ego, women have all of these things. Yeah. But it's in society, it's like men do all of this, but women can handle it. And then they just move on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Ultimately, whether we like it or not, we're the backbones. Everything... I was having a conversation yesterday and it was about respect. And I say, innately within a person, respect is out there. You choose to disrespect. Do you understand? Respect is a natural thing. You give it whether you like. You only choose to disrespect somebody because you decided this is not your person. You don't owe them nothing. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to a part like a man cheating on his missus, in the woman's mind, it's all about cool. Is this now, if I walk away, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Okay.
And it's a sacrifice. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean she's going to handle it better or da-da-da-da-da. She's stepping on her pride 1,000 times to stay with you because she sees some little speck of something inside you that is like, you know what, even though he's done me dirty, I know at the end of the day, he's got me. Like, I know at the end of the day, he's my person.
And it's fucked because men don't think like that.
Men don't, and that's what I was saying.
But then you're ready to die for your woman.
Yeah, but men, if a woman cheats on a man don't think about all of the good things. He thinks, right, she gave away the pummel. What?
Yeah.
Done. That's the only fault. Man's lost his mind because...
Do you think that's a possession thing, though?
It's something that needs to be fixed, I'll be honest.
It is.
It's something that needs to be fixed because the woman can't... She can be an all-round good woman, but we just think about, but the scenario of you letting another man in there doesn't make... Listen, I'm not saying it's right that men cheat. I'm not advocating for men for 100%. Cheating, but I'm saying sometimes when man them do their thing, it's not thought about. Man don't have no thought of,
this one could...
this could be the one, I'm going to replace my gal, I'm going to do... It's just a stupid moment. Man them get involved. We don't even need to know the name. Now, on the other side, we think, rubber, if my woman is the woman I know my woman to be,
Right.
a respectful woman, she ain't gonna just let any man just chop for the night. So there has to be some kind of relationship. Maybe I weren't doing what I was doing, so she's got connected to somebody else, blah, 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 and then she's allowed this man in. For the man them, that's more feelings involved than anything. And that's where the man them come from. That's why the man them more, and don't get it twisted, not all men walk away. There are some men that do stay and they won't say nothing.
10 of them.
Yeah.
And you'll never know about it.
You'll never know about it because they won't talk.
As
but
they should.
Most men are going to walk away because they will feel that like it's too much on their conscience to handle.
It's like the maddest thing a woman can do to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she's done it casually. That's how you feel. But I feel like a part of, you said, you might have a respectful woman and she's an all-round good woman. So the fact that she can do something like that, you can't fathom that. And I think I've always kind of had an issue with that because there's an assumption, even though, you might be with her 5 years, 10 years, whatever, you know her through and through, there's an assumption that she's going to upkeep that level of respect in your eyes forever. And she's not human.
Yeah.
She might be going through a bag of stuff. Do you know what I mean? You might know about some of it because depending on your relationship or whatever it may be, you might not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I understand? And again, not to say that cheating's fine because it's not fine, but I think there's an understanding men need to have of that. Do you get it? Like,
for women cheating.
Because the reason, no. Because the reason, let me tell you why.
We want to know.
Argument, because I understand when a man says, sometimes it just happens because I needed to but I wasn't even thinking about it and I don't love the girl, I love you. I understand that because I understand how men are made. Do you know what I'm saying? Men are made to be a type of way. They can still love somebody and do X, Y, and Z on the side. Not that I'd ever.
We're hunters, isn't it? We're just hunters naturally.
Do you understand?
Our heart could be in one place, but the things is all over.
It's animalistic, it's predatorial. Do you know what I mean? That's just what it is. But I think the woman's equivalent of that isn't that, like she's invested all the time in a guy. Not every woman has to be invested in every brother that she cheats on you with. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be like that. Not to say that's not the most common thing, but I do think that men need to kind of drop that a little bit.
Yeah, no,
and
I
just
agree.
be like, you know what? Like, you might still not end up with her. You might still leave her. But at the end of the day, you can't expect for her to keep up that visual in your eyes 24s all the time. Because if you as a man have in the past, even if it's not with her, been capable of cheating on any form of woman, I don't think that should be a thing that you have. Point blank.
No, I agree with you because I've been in a situation where a man's gone away and had the one night stand with one girl, whatever.
Yeah.
And she had a man. She said she had a man. Remember? And she had a man.
No.
I don't remember.
No. What's man trying
I'm saying it weren't you, bro. It was me.
Yeah, I know it was you.
Exactly. What do you mean you was
bring
there,
me,
bro?
He brought you in secret.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I think I was under the brown.
Yeah, we was under
He was sat there not waiting for it.
Yeah, that was too
That
much.
was just, you know what? I respected the woman because she said she had a man, but she done her thing. And then in the morning, she was like, delete the number, innit? We're not talking ever again when we get back to England, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I thought she was chatting shit. Right, cool, whatever.
Man.
You get me?
Yeah.
And then I really blocked my number. She must have, I ain't heard from her ever since, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know what? Me personally, I'm not going to look at, if I ever see her with her man, I'm not even going to look at the man like he's a dickhead because she moved very correct. She done her thing and kept it moving. It's Rome. No, Rome, it's mad. No, it's mad.
I know what you're saying.
But it's mad what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
But the way she
cared enough to make sure that there's
no
almost
connect.
respectful, but it wasn't.
Exactly.
It was the way it was method. The method.
No, you just
was
witnessed how a woman cheats better than the man.
100%.
You just witnessed that.
No, but man, I ain't gonna ever talk and say who it is and whatever. So if I ever see them, but gal will.
Exactly.
Right? Is that your man?
Exactly.
Me and him was. That's the difference. But so she could get caught. If I was one of them brothers that
coming to man as a man.
Coming. She's finished.
But men also give themselves away. Whereas if a woman is in a relationship and she's cheated, but she decides, she did that. She was correct in the way she moved and stayed with her man. Yeah.
Yeah.
She will never tell nobody. she'll
Of course,
die
you're never
with
gonna
that.
tell no one. She's
Whereas
gonna die
a
with that.
man will be with his boys, and then maybe the girl that you did a thing with just walks across the room, and then you look at each other, and then the man them are looking at you like, swear, and that's all it needs.
Yeah, no,
That's
you're
all
right.
it is.
You're right with
That's
that
all
as
it is.
well.
And
You're
now
right
you're
with that.
exposed.
You're right with that. Still.
See, that's exactly. Now that proved my point today when I was saying when you cheat on a man, he ain't taking you back. That's why you gotta hide it so much. But man, if you came to a girl and said, "Listen, I done a mad thing. I shouldn't have done it. Rare." More than likely, because you was honest, she might just take you back.
Yeah, but all right, cool. So let's say that same. Let's say that same
But man don't
scenario.
respect the honesty.
Yeah,
Let's
I
say
just
the
don't
same-
respect the whole
The
thing.
same scenario. She's done her thing, whatever,
Yeah.
and he's found out 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask.
You get, but she's moved correct. We've never spoken again, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
she's-
yeah.
and
And you
the
found
relationship has been great
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them
yeah.
for 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
She's patting in the
Yeah,
yard,
yeah, yeah.
cooking,
All of a
Yeah.
sudden,
and
the
then she
video
just
comes
finds,
out.
yeah,
5 years ago.
something comes out.
Yeah.
You
Is he
might,
meant to leave her?
5 years later.
5
after the
years later, but she's
situation.
been moving correct since then. Well, we don't know. Obviously, she does her thing wherever
Yeah,
she
you
does her
don't
thing,
know,
but at home,
yeah.
she is the woman at home.
Yeah,
Should
that's
he go?
crazy.
Yeah. Should he go?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she got the.
That's pride.
That's pride, though.
That's pride.
It is pride still.
Why?
Because you can
You got
cost
the-
Because if you never
yourself-
found out, it's just cool.
and also
But I did.
no, but also you can be costing yourself the one woman that you genuinely made like a natural,
Or I could be
somewhat
protecting
perfect-
myself from another event.
But this is it's
Another
not
event.
another event. Child. He said,
So
well,
I say,
another
if
5 years
yeah,
to find
because
out.
you potentially
But
can
then-
do this. So you went 5 years. Okay, that
I think
you
that's
might do it in the next 5
no,
years.
I don't think that's smart. I think if you love this woman, yeah, and you find out something 5 years ago, fair enough, you might have been together. But if you genuinely love her and you see a future with her and you want to build towards something,
Have I got kids with her?
as a man, yeah, maybe she's pregnant. How about that? In between. As a man, I feel like the best move to make is to never let it come out, never speak on it, and stay with your woman. If anything else ever comes out after that, you have all rights.
All
to
right,
leave.
cool. I'll forgive you. I want a side thing though. Just in case you do.
I said just in
Just-
case.
Yeah, I won't.
He's prepping for the
I won't
divorce.
sleep with her. I won't do nothing. But
But
just in
just in
case you do
case.
that again, I'm no,
So you're gonna
joking,
taunt me.
I'm joking.
That's
I'm joking.
crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Mm.
I'm sensitive in it, so I don't know if my heart can take it, man.
Really?
Yeah. I love loving it, so
Oh, that's very sweet.
yeah. I don't know if my
so
heart can
sweet,
take
man.
that, man. It's mad.
I've said that. I feel like more. I've always said men are more emotional than women. Women are just more emotionally expressive. Like, there's so many things that I've seen man's just sensitiveness just come out over small things. Like, as a woman, I'd be like,
Yeah, man, get bun, fam, and we're just sitting there. We will be quiet in
yeah,
our
yeah,
feelings.
exactly.
Bun,
Yeah,
you know.
because you're
Burning,
dying
hurt, you
inside.
know.
You're burning.
Can we go back quickly to one thing? I just want to know, why do women watch other people's relationships and compare it? That's I wanted to get back to that quickly. As a woman, can you just
What
like,
is
do you have
that?
any friends or like, what's that about?
I think a lot of women get to a point in life where they realize it's slim pickings. Do you understand? And everyone settles to a certain extent. You're never going to get 100% of what you want in a person because everyone's an individual, right? Everyone's got good and bad to them.
Yeah.
But I feel like with women, the way her man treats her is very important. And the way her man makes her feel is very important.
Yeah.
If you're just scratching the surface and I'm seeing other men doing certain things, it's like, I know you can do that, but you're not doing that for what reason? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to be something that's going to bother a woman.
But do you
but
want
it's-
that? Do you want that though? What you're seeing?
Yeah.
But what you're
Otherwise,
seeing,
why
yeah,
am I bringing it to you?
but more time, what you're seeing is just
It's just external.
surface. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
external. You
Yeah.
don't know what's really happening behind
yeah.
closed doors. So more time, you can't go off based off other people's relationships because we might.
100.
I know I've been in that situation where my ex that I was with,
Mm.
she used to do that a lot. Like look at other people's relationship, and then later on she'll come raw.
Man,
She said to me one time. No, but she said to me one time. She actually said to me, "To be fair, you're not even that." But I'm not gonna act like I was
Yeah,
always
no,
perfect.
yeah.
Sometimes, you get me, man. In my early part, I was with her for like 13 years. And the early
Oh,
part of
wow.
the relationship, I
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
man. I dipped
He
in
was a
here
man.
and there. You get what I'm saying? Like,
dipped in like
yeah, I
some
did.
sauce, you know.
I dipped and whatever, boom,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. We had them conversations, cool. But later on, she realized I wasn't even that bad. Because I imagine one time she sat with me, yeah, because all the time it was, girls this, girls that. Obviously, I'm not big-headed, but I'm not a dead guy, innit? So some girl like, man, whatever, cool. But to her, she thought, every girl on my Instagram was a thing. I'm like, no, I don't. On my Instagram, I don't have nothing that I've done. Like, if I'm doing anything, they're not going to be on my gram or anything like that. I remember she went through the whole list of, have you done something with it? And I said, listen, you could ask me anything and I'm going to be honest in this moment. So any girl that I've done anything, I'll tell you. Anyone that have. And she went through, boom, 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 whatever. I told her, yeah, no, whatever, blah, blah. When she realized, not even that bad. She's like, right, like, I don't know what was going on in her head. I thought she must have thought I was chopping the whole. Yeah,
but for her to make you do that, it's an insecurity because she needed to see visually what's the scale, what's the ratio. Do you understand? But I feel like you see how with you when it came to your missus, you kind of had that thought of like you thought back to all the other people you've been with or whatever, and you've realized, listen. She's a blessing. Do you know what I mean? Like your missus now is a blessing. Yeah, and that's something. Yeah, of course. And but that's something that you thought about.
Yeah, 100%.
You've done that comparison in your head. I feel like with a lot of women, depending on the entry point into your relationship and the nature of your relationship, they're not too fussed about the past until it becomes the present. Okay. So they're very much focused on you. That's my man. Until something creeps up from the past or something's been spoken or whatever. Things happen, especially if you're similar friendship groups, this, that, and the other. People I've known you for years, X, Y, and Z. When that stuff starts to happen, then it's like, maybe I didn't get all the right information. Let me get this now. Like with me, when I was early days into my relationship, my partner asked me everything about my past. And I was like, yeah, there you go. This is everything that's happened with me and myself. And then he was like, oh, do you not want to know about me? And I was like, nah. I would never ask a man information that I don't want to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know myself well enough to know that I will go wild. I'll get mad. And then I could have potentially ruined something that could have been good for me based off something that was before my time.
But that is a good thing to do in an early part of a relationship, to just get everything out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've done that.
Yeah.
She said whatever, I've said whatever. We know where we stand in certain... You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you've agreed to stand there.
Yeah.
Because you have all the information.
It's easier, because if anything does come out later on, I already know. Whatever, man. It's light. She's told me. And it's more about... It's not about what she's done or whatever. It's more the honesty that we have with each other. Like, if you feel comfortable enough you get what I'm saying, then we can move forward. I know that you can be honest with me and you can't really swindle or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is a good thing within a relationship, just to put it out on the table. And that gives him the comfort. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Man will trust your girl. Men will trust their girl even more if a girl just says what. Even if it... You know what? Even if it's bad, most men, if they hear it early, they're cool.
Yeah.
Like, I've had brethrens where they say I don't really like to use the term hole or whatever, but there's a certain hole of gal that's chopped out the whole of whatever, north, east, south, you get me, boom, boom, boom. And some men have nearly fell for them kind of gal, because them kind of gal are actually, the girls that have bare man tend to know how to look after men and understand men sometimes. It's mad, you know, they tend to understand men. And they could capture a man in a moment and just be like, rah, I shouldn't really be fooling like this.
Lifeline.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's